Hello and welcome everybody from Langkawi Island, from Malaysia. I prepared many interesting local legends from here, which are absolutely astonishing, and well, I will also present the very exotic sightseeing locations from here, so it will be worth to watch the complete vlog. Well, some introduction. Langkawi is actually an archipelago in the Malaysian state called Kedah, and it is formed by 99 islands, and actually only 4 are inhabited from these 99 islands. You can imagine, like this island behind me, you can see that it is covered with forest, and nobody is living there. The main island is Langkawi, and as a travel advice where to stay, I am currently in Pantai Chenang. This is the most popular beach in the island, and also many tourists come here because well, many boat tours are organized from here. You can also have many water sport activities. If I turn here the camera, you can see that many jet skis are parking here, but you can also try parasailing, and you can hire a banana boat, and yeah, you can try everything possible. So yeah, Pantai Chenang is like a smaller village in this island Langkawi, and the biggest town is called Kua, but it's not really worth to stay there, because as I mentioned, the prettiest beaches are here in Pantai Chenang, and you can also book a lot of island hopping and mangrove forest trips from here. So most of the tour operators are located here, and you can also find many restaurants. So yeah, this is the travel advice to stay in Pantai Chenang. There are many suggestions regarding to the origin of the name Langkawi, and according to the main interpretation, it is the island of a reddish-brown eagle, Brahmini kite, and in Malay language, Helang means eagle, and it is usually colloquially shortened as Lang, and Kawi, it is a red stone usually used as a chalk to mark goods. So this is how it is completed together, Langkawi as a red eagle. So this interpretation made the main symbol of Langkawi a red-brown eagle. And if we go to the main city of Langkawi, to Kua, then we can find here also an eagle square, where a huge eagle statue awaits us. In ancient times, Langkawi was part of the Sultanate of Kedah, and it was on the periphery of this Sultanate, but it had a strategic location. And according to a legend, whenever the new Sultan ascended the throne or declared war to another state, then he was supposed to sacrifice his youngest virgin daughter to a huge snake, Ular Besar, who was protecting Langkawi Island. Langkawi was historically home of the Austronesian people, such as Orang Laut or Sea people, originating from the southern part of the Malaysian peninsula, but also home of Malay people. According to another local legend, there was a woman in the 18th century called Masuri, and she was wrongfully accused of adultery, and she was put to death. And before she died, she cursed the island, and many bad things happened right after. In 1821, the Siamese army attacked Langkawi. Well, Siam was the current Thailand, and the locals burned down the granary at Padang Matsirat in order to starve the enemy. This was kind of successful, but nevertheless, next year, in the May of 1822, the Siamese took control of the island, and they killed several leaders of the local people, and many islanders were taken as slaves to the current Thailand, and many others fled. For example, the Orang Laut people fled the island and they never came back. So Langkawi was part of the Siamese kingdom until 1909, when the Anglo-Siamese Treaty was signed and Langkawi became a part of the British Empire. The curse continued because Langkawi was a haven of pirates. They used Langkawi as their home base in order to attack the junks at the Strait of Malacca. But between 1945 and 46, the British cleaned up these home bases of the pirates. They performed several operations here and they killed the pirates. And well, the British ruled the island until 1957, when Malaysia gained its independence. After independence was gained, Langkawi remained a quiet backwater, not very popular, until 1986, when the Prime Minister of Malaysia, Mahathir Mohamad, decided to transform it as a tourist resort paradise. And it was a very good decision, because many foreign tourists came here and well, they of course spend their money here, so the economy was growing very fast, which also made it possible to construct much more buildings. And an interesting fact is that the Prime Minister himself helped to make the plans of these new constructions. As you can see, it's not really crowded. Langkawi has a tropical monsoon climate, and also in those months when it's raining, it's not really bad, because after raining the sun is shining, so Langkawi is recommended to travel in all over the year. I read that high season is more over from December until February, because in Europe it's very cold, so most of the European tourists come in that period, but I also met some this time. And many Chinese tourists, of course. They are everywhere. And I must admit that I made a little mistake this time when I planned my trip, because I didn't check in which period is Ramadan. Ramadan is like a Muslim celebration when they have fasting, so they are not allowed to eat from sunrise until sunset. So it can be a problem in some countries for the tourists, because all the restaurants are closed. But here in Langkawi, because it's a tourist island, you can find food, of course. These are mostly Western restaurants, but as I mentioned before, I'm more like that kind of tourist who never eats his home country's food or like Western food. So I'm craving for local Malaysian food, so it's a little bit a problem for me, but I can manage. And the local restaurants open like 7:30 p.m, 8 p.m, and after you can enjoy local delicious Malaysian foods. It's not a problem. The Pantai Chenang beach is 2 kilometers long, so I'm pretty sure that each tourist can find it's very chill and relaxed place. Moreover, because there are not so many. And this is the most developed area of the island. Most of the tourists choose accommodations here. So all over here you can find many hotels and even hostels, I can say. So the price is not very high, it's not so expensive, even more cheaper than in Thailand. But it's a matter of taste. Some people prefer Thailand or prefer both as me, but I think here is also very nice soft sand and yeah, really nice beach here with palm trees and Also with many bars where you can find your favorite cocktail. The water is very warm, and you can also find seafood restaurants and also Western food, as I mentioned before, so it's a really convenient location. This is the flag of the Kedah state with the coat of arms, and next to it we can see the flag of Malaysia. This is Pantai Tengah. After Pantai Chenang is the second most popular beach in Langkawi. It's actually a continuation of Pantai Chenang, unless there was a rocky cliff separating the two beaches. Pantai Tengah would have been an extension of Pantai Chenang beach, and in fact there is a restaurant, The Cliff, which is located on top of these rocks that separate the two beaches, and from there you can see the long curving stretch of Pantai Chenang beach on the right side. So if you can remember, some minutes ago I showed you Pantai Chenang, and on the left side there were some rocks, and those rocks are there. So those rocks are separating the two beaches. Absolutely beautiful sea. Yeah, I forgot to mention, this is the Andaman Sea. If you love swimming as me, then you should take care, because you can encounter some jellyfish. And now the waves are a little bit higher, but I think it's totally fine. You need some experience in swimming, and then you will not drown. The official name is Pulau Langkawi, because Pulau means island in Malay language. But when I tell this to my Romanian friends, they are actually laughing, because in Romanian language Pula means penis. So yeah, it's a little bit funny for people who understand Romanian. It's kind of funny that these artistic patterns were drawn by small crabs. They live in these small holes. I saw many of them. Absolutely interesting. There is one, if you can see. Yeah. Spectacular patterns. It looks like drawings, but all similar. Langkawi is a duty-free island, so you can find many goods on a cheaper price compared to the peninsular Malaysia. For example, the beer is 3 times more cheaper than in Kuala Lumpur. This is the Tanjung Ru beach. It's a world-class beach. It has a very known reputation. One of the most clear and most beautiful beaches of the whole country, of all Malaysia, not just in Langkawi popular. And it's very correct so, because it has a white sand beach and the colors are absolutely amazing. Really lovely place. Splendid colors. I mentioned in the beginning of the vlog what was the legend of Masuri. She was killed because they thought that she cheated on her husband, but that was not true, and she cursed the island. So in this place at Kota Masuri we can find the tomb of this woman. It's a mausoleum, and also from the architectural point of view it's a very interesting site. Here is also an exhibition how people dressed in that time, in the 18th century, when this legend happened, this story. So this is the tomb of Masuri, and here we can also see what she said before she died. There shall be no peace and prosperity on this island for a period of 7 generations. Yes, and I also heard about that the vegetation of the island dried out during this curse, so it was not just the war with the Siamese and other problems with pirates and so on, which I told in the beginning of the vlog. So yes, I'm happy that the curse is lifted now, and we can enjoy being a tourist on this beautiful exotic island. It's a nice garden here, actually, with exotic vegetation, and they used these kind of swords back that day in order to execute people. It's a 17 ringgit entrance fee for this place. And here are some traditional Malay houses built on stilts. Oh, this one looks like used for a wedding ceremony or something like that. Some coconut trees. These kind of buildings were also presented in the Sarawak vlog, so I will link that for you. And those presentations were much more interesting because we could go inside here. As I can see, it is closed. We cannot enter these buildings. And this is how Masuri looked like. So, painting about her. This is also more when she was older. Masuri's beauty was well known through Langkawi. It was said that none other equaled it. Young men idolized her and dreamed of being Masuri's chosen suitor. These are some of the jewelries of Masuri. And this is the weapon which was used to kill the woman. The Tengorak beach is one of the most secluded beaches of Langkawi, and it has a legend. Again, I tell you a legend. I think Langkawi people really love legends because we encounter these legends all the time. So this beach is actually named the Skull Beach, Pantai Pasir Tengorak. This means in Malay language the sandy skull beach. And what happened? There was a storm near the Straits of Malacca, and many ships went down, and right after, the skulls were washed out by the sea exactly on this beach. And this is how it happened, that yeah, it was full of skulls, and the local people named it as this. It has a very beautiful clear water, and not many people know this existence. It's also very hard to get there because taxis charge extra fee to come so far. This is on the other side of the island. I mean the other side when we compare it with Pantai Chenang. So that side is a little bit far from there, but very, very beautiful. This is the Temurun waterfall. The water is falling from 850 meters from there, but now it's a dry season, so we cannot really admire it. As you can see here, it's a very tiny waterfall, but still worth the climb. It's a beautiful surrounding nature, and alone this huge rock is extremely amazing. Yeah, it didn't rain since more weeks, so that's a problem with the current situation. Here somebody forgot his slippers, so yeah, still a nice sight actually. It's a very strange bird, maybe hornbill. Very rocky shore, not suitable for swimming. But why is this very beautiful? Not just about the sight, but if you can see those mountains there, that island, it's already Thailand. Unfortunately there are too much trash here, probably left by local people. Because this shore, I couldn't call it beach, is not really known by the tourists. Doesn't even shows up at TripAdvisor's page. Nice view from here. It's actually just 30 minutes to Thailand with a boat, but it's not legal because there is not an official border crossing here. Now we are in the largest city of Langkawi, Kua. There is a jetty from where you can take ships to Penang, to Georgetown, but also to other directions. So now we will visit the main sightseeing locations, attractions of Kua, and the most important is the statue of this Brahmin kite. So we are now in the Eagle Square. This sculpture is 12 meters high, and as I mentioned in the introduction of the vlog, this is the symbol of Langkawi, this reddish-brown eagle. Huge structure. Most of the tourists come here just take a quick photo, a quick selfie, and they go. So this is the Eagle Square, and you can also find some shops. It's like a tiny bazaar split in two buildings, that one and that one. Small fountains on the square. Legenda Park is a beautiful folklore-themed park beside Langkawi's Kuah jetty. You can explore here an open-air museum which has attractions hosting around 17 sculptures with signboards in English depicting Langkawi's legends. You can see colorful figures of heroic giants, mythical birds, evil ogres and beautiful princesses. Entrance to this well-maintained park is also very affordable. It's just 5 ringgit. The park was built at a cost of 37 million ringgit and was officially opened in 1996 by reclaiming part of the waterfront in Kuah after 2 years of constructions from the idea of Prime Minister Mahathir Mohamad. The park spreads over an area of 50 hectares with a total of 17 sculptures. And we can also find 17 artificial lakes and 1 beach inside. Very interesting legends are presented in this park, indeed. Dayang Bunting was a princess who had a pet shark, and local people were supposed to pay taxes for trading and for everything for this princess. And what happened? A merchant ship didn't pay these taxes, so the princess ordered to this pet dragon to attack the ship. So you can see here the ruins of that merchant ship, and the battle was so huge that those black buffaloes over there were running away from the island, so it was a huge battle. And there is another story which is not so funny for me. The princess ate half cooked rice, and she farted 2 times, and those 2 farts were so large that became 2 islands. A little fart island and a big fart island. Well, I think I will not present all the legends in this park, but as you imagine, it's really interesting to read these folklore stories. The park is really huge, so yes, I will not walk through everywhere, still have some other sightseeings to do, but it's really recommended if you have more time to visit so many sculptures, so many scenes as you can. Okay, I present you one more legend. Mat Teja was a common guy, and he saw a very beautiful celestial princess, and he fell in love with her and tried to impress her with poetry and singing, but she didn't care. She didn't even look at Mat Teja. So what happened? He asked the advice of an old man, and he said that if Mat Teja will wash his face with the tears of mermaids, then the celestial princess will love him. So what happened? Mat Teja bought a huge golden ball, which you can see over there, and somehow he could attract the mermaids close to the beach with this ball, and he gave them the ball to play with it. But sooner the water level started to decrease, and Mat Teja captured the mermaids. They started to cry, and he collected their tears. And after he show up in front of the celestial princess with his new charming mermaid tear face, and the princess fall in love with him. But of course it has a bad ending, because this way to attract the girl was wrong way, and cheating. It was not nice, of course, capturing the mermaids and collect their tears. So what happened? Their infant child died just 7 days after he was born, and after the funeral the celestial princess returned to the heavens. So yeah, it has a bad ending. You can see folklore stories always have some teaching, some moral, and yeah, I think this was the last one which I gave to you now. It's recommended to come here and discover all. Let's move to the next sightseeing attraction. Now I understand the map at the front entrance. Actually, the park is divided in more sections, and each section has its own name, and the name is the island's name actually. So the legends are referring to some islands. As I mentioned, the Langkawi archipelago consists of 99 islands, and only 4 are inhabited, but also the rest of the islands have some stories. And then next to the statues you can read the text, what is the story behind it. And this is the beach of the Legenda Park. Absolutely amazing. Oh my god, it's the most secluded beach I ever saw. There is only one guy and it's so beautiful. Well, I didn't meet any tourists in the park, so that was zero. And now I see this guy reading there, but you can imagine you have your own private beach, and you can swim and lay down, and wow. And amazing background, these mountains. Not many tourists know about this Legenda Park, that's for sure. Amazing place. This is the Masjid Al-Hana, the largest mosque in Langkawi. It was constructed in 1959 and inaugurated by the first Prime Minister of Malaysia himself, Tunku Abdul Rahman. It's very interesting that the construction style has a mix of Uzbekistani and Malay style with a large gilded dome. We will not go inside now because I'm not dressed properly, and I also presented you the Abu Dhabi Grand Mosque, that is more spectacular in my opinion, so I will link that vlog for you if you want to watch it. Now we'll visit the Wat Ko Vanaram Buddhist temple, which was established by a Thai holy monk called Luang Por Kun in 2014. It is a temple of the peace, and well, you know that Malaysia is a Muslim country, but still they accept other religions, which I think it's absolutely incredible, absolutely nice, because well, if you compare to other Muslim countries, yeah, some other religions are not really allowed, but here in Malaysia is everything very nice, and people are very friendly. I really like Malaysia. So yeah, what I wanted to say that this temple also contains a smiling Buddha statue, and if you rub his belly, then you will get good fortune, and because of that this temple is also called as good fortune temple, and some other people call it Luang Por Kun temple, named after the monk who established this place. As you can see now, some parts of the temple are under renovation, so from outside it's not very beautiful, but if you go inside we will see that it's a typical Buddhist temple, and for Western tourists is something interesting. So yeah, I said that it's called a temple of good fortune, but also called lucky temple between the locals. So this Wat is revered for its serenity, peace and architecture, and well, the most interesting part is beneath this temple, where we can find an absolutely amazing large statue carved out of the hillside, so we will also go there. Overlooking the whole temple area is a large white marble Kuan Yin statue. Kuan Yin is a goddess of mercy. It appears as it has been carved out of the hillside, absolutely amazing. And one more interesting fact about this hill: there are some hiking trails to the hill behind the statue of Kuan Yin, and these caves were used by the monks to meditate, and the local legend says that one of these caves is also the home of a giant snake. So yeah, there are so many local legends here that you cannot even remember all of them. This temple is a little bit far from the Kuah city, but it was absolutely worth to walk up here. I'm really happy because you cannot really see many times such a statue carved in the hill. I have been in many Buddhist temples also around the hills and mountains, but never saw such a thing. It's absolutely special sight. So yeah, it's also recommended to come here. And here's also a small garden with Buddha statues. So this is the happy Buddha in the garden. I will try my luck. I hope that I will be lucky. And there are 7 stupas which explain the life of the Buddha. And this is the statue of the founder, holy Thai monk Luang Porkon. Now we'll visit one of the largest aquariums of Southeast Asia, Langkawi Underwater World. These are other kind of penguins, rock hopper penguins. These are African penguins. This is the main street of Pantai Chenang, Jalan Pantai Chenang. I mentioned in the Kuala Lumpur vlog that Jalan means street in Malay language, and on this street you can book a lot of day trips, island hopping and many other activities. So you have a lot of tour companies along this street, and also many restaurants, but as I mentioned, they are closed. This is, for example, a local restaurant with Malaysian food and with a lot of seafood, as I see. And well, they are closed now because of Ramadan, but they will open in the evening, I suppose. But over there is also an open terrace, so you can find some restaurants which are still open, so Western non-Muslim tourists will not die from starving, so I think it's okay. I have asked the locals what are those green lights on the horizon, and they said that these are squid boats. The squids are more attracted to these green lights, and this is more easier for the fishermen to catch the squids. So many squid boats then. It's nice chill weather in the evening. Let's go on a sightseeing trip, on an island hopping trip which leads to the lake of the pregnant maiden, and there is an interesting local legend about this lake. So yeah, let's get started, and after I will tell you about this legend. So we arrived at the first stop of our boat trip, which is Dayang Bunting Island, which is in English language the lake of the pregnant maiden. It has a very interesting local legend. Mambangsari was an ethereal princess, and she had an infant baby boy, but unfortunately he passed away, and after mourning she put the remains of her boy on this lake, and she blessed the water, so many tourists come here asking for fertility. So yeah, this blessing actually means that probably you will be blessed with a child if you take a dip or a drink from the water. Well, I will also swim inside, but not with this hope. Yeah, so it's a miracle that this lake actually it's a freshwater lake. So yeah, the seawater didn't penetrate inside of this lake, even though it is just 30 meters far from the lake. So it's not a salt water lake, so that's a natural wonder. Usually lakes which are very close to the sea are with salt.
No, you stand for now. You if you visit places, it will take you about 3-4 days. You know they have a waterfall inside the airport. Oh, no, that is really clever. Yeah. It's more than $1 billion around the view. Everyone go there, you can see fantastic. They got music, got light, the waterfall.
The lake is 46 meters deep. So if you are afraid about it, it's better to not jump inside. But well, if you don't know, it's also okay. I think it's not dangerous, and many tourists even jump inside the water. So yeah, I think it's a very nice place to swim. It has a great limestone formations, marbles, and unique geological features. This makes the island also very special. The water is very nice, warm. Outside is 32 Celsius degrees, so it's not a surprise that the water is so nice. And it's really refreshing actually, compared being outside. These limestone cliffs are absolutely amazing. I will turn around later and show also the other ones. Yeah, so what I wanted to tell as travel advice, don't book your trip on TripAdvisor or online, because it's more than 3 times more expensive, or at least 2 times. I saw this island hopping trip on TripAdvisor between 20 and 25 US dollars, which is kind of expensive compared to booking with local tour companies. I paid there only 40 ringgit, and 40 ringgit is less than $10 US dollars. I hope that you can understand my voice, because yeah, I have this waterproof stuff on my GoPro camera, water resistant stuff. I don't know what is the official name of it, but it doesn't matter. So yeah, I remember when I took a vlog in Aruba, I also talked in the camera and through this stuff, and it wasn't so good quality, but I hope you can understand what I'm saying. Yeah, so during this island hopping trip we will visit 3 islands, but this is the main location, Dayang Bunting Island, the second largest island of the archipelago Langkawi. This is the other limestone cliff. Sometimes we can spot some long-tailed macacos. If you don't have food, they're not dangerous. Only if you have food.
Feel good and it's deep.
Our next stop is a smaller island where we are feeding eagles, actually. The island's name is Singa Besar, so we just stop here to watch the eagles. Our next and last stop is Pulau Beras Basah, the Beras Basah island. It's absolutely amazing and exotic. It has a very soft white sand beach, and the color of the sea is also absolutely splendid. Let's take a look. Absolutely worth to go on this island hopping tour. You can just love this view. This is so amazing, like in Thailand. You can compare to it. It's a world-class beach, in my opinion. And over there you can also see some houses. You can stay here overnight. Amazing. Very soft. Amazing place. If you get thirsty, you can also find a beach bar here. It's very hot and 70% humidity. That's the biggest problem for a tourist who is not used to this climate. I'm literally sweating, and here are the colorful little wooden houses. So I see Chinese tourists love to take photos with it. I don't know if the air conditioning is working inside, but well, I also didn't read about these houses, if you can stay here longer or what's the conception, but for now, as I see most of the tourists just taking photos with the colorful wooden houses. I don't see anybody checking in or something. This time we'll visit the Langkawi cable car, which is a gondola lift and a major attraction of the island. It is 2.2 kilometers long and it takes us to the peak of the Gunung Machinchang mountain, and some sources state that this is the steepest cable car of the world, because at some stages it is 42 degrees steep. So yeah, I think it will be absolutely amazing. It was opened to the public in 2003. At the peak of Gunung Machinchang, some interesting sightseeing attraction awaits us, which is the Langkawi skywalk. You can imagine a bridge which is well over the forests, so if we look down, then we will see these rainforests. So yeah, absolutely amazing view. So yeah, I don't want to talk more about it, let's get started. At the base station we can find a very nice garden, and this place is actually called Oriental Village, which is part of Teluk Burau. So actually the cable car connects the Oriental Village with the peak. And usually I don't take cabs, I don't take taxis, but in Malaysia it's very cheap and I use the Grab application. So I'm staying in the main tourist base, the main tourist attraction, Pantai Chenang, and from there the cable car lies 11 kilometers far, and the drive was like 30 minutes, half an hour, and still it was only 26 ringgit, which is like $5, 5 euros, or yeah, a little bit more, maybe 5.5, but well, I think it's a very good price for such a long ride. So I recommend using a Grab traveling on the island. Takes only 15 minutes drive for the 2.2 kilometers, so I think it's very fast. Absolutely amazing view, and I got a private cabin. I'm totally alone. It's really amazing view. Look at these forests, amazing. And the Andaman Sea Absolutely splendid view. And this is very steep cable car. This is with the 42 degrees elevation. This is only the middle station, we have not yet arrived to the peak. The sky bridge which I mentioned. Wow, it's absolutely amazing. It is a long queue to a sky glide. This is how we can get very fast to a valley where we can find a waterfall. Well, let's see if it will work or not, because I talked with some local people and they told me that it was no rain since 3 weeks, so in the rivers we cannot find many much water. It's a very long queue, but let's see. So the sky glide led us to the sky bridge, actually, not to the waterfall. There we can follow a hiking trail. I don't know where it start, but well, I think I will realize it, and yeah, we will also check this waterfall. This view is absolutely breathtaking. Such an amazing day. The sky bridge begins here. Langkawi Sky Bridge is a 125 meters curved pedestrian cable-stayed bridge. It was completed in 2005. The bridge deck is 660 meters above sea level at the peak of the mountain, and it is considered among the longest curved pedestrian bridges in the world. As I mentioned, it can be reached with this sky glide. You need to pay some extra fee for using the sky glide. Also interesting information that the bridge was prefabricated in segments and lifted to the top of the mountain using Russian Kamov helicopters. The entire bridge was then assembled in its current position here beside the pylon. It roughly cost $1.2 million and it took 12 months to construct it. Well, if you're afraid of the height, it's a little bit dangerous to walk here, because you can easily get panic, but otherwise, of course, it's very safe. But if it's a very heavy wind, then they close the bridge and also the cable car service. Whew.
Oh my gosh! Nasikon mo kay init. Okay. Okay, dali i-shutter ko lang. Very hot. Scorching hot.
Small problem that the bridge is also swinging a little bit, so yeah, I'm a little bit scared now. Usually I'm not afraid of the heights, but Yeah, I'm literally keeping my camera very strong I'm still scared. Stretching my camera in order to not fall it off, but yeah, I think this is really unexpected. I've been in many countries, but well, it's amazing but also scary. I met some Malaysian Indians. They were very friendly and we took a photo together. They insisted to have some memories together, and well, we had great fun. So I think it's a good idea to travel alone, because on the way you can make new friends and you can get know each other with other people, other cultures. They also invited me to lunch, but I still need to do a lot of vlogs, so unfortunately I don't have time, so I politely refused. But they were very nice people. In Malaysia many Indians are living, and actually they came here more centuries ago, and I talked about this in the Kuala Lumpur vlog, when actually I also said that 10% of the population of KL is Malaysian Indian. You can see those rocks in front of us. Well, it's very far, but that is part of the Seven Wells waterfall. I hope that we can go there. It will be a hiking trip. Telaga Tuju in local Malay language. This is the sky dome located in the Oriental village, just next to the starting point of the cable car journey. You can go inside if you have some time, but well, I was not so much impressed. I will put my recording here after this short introduction. So it was like a space travel, a 3D experience, and yeah, not really interesting, so up to you if you want to try it or not. You can also find the 3D art gallery here. I'm not much interested about it, so I will just skip it, but I wanted to mention, if you will travel here, that that's also an option. Finally I found the trail to the Telaga Tuju, to the Seven Wells waterfall. It was not so easy, and well, I'm on this forest hiking trail now. Yeah, it's a little bit dangerous that yeah, I'm just walking here alone in Malaysia in a jungle. Well, it's not a jungle, it's just a forest, but if I look left, look right, then it's, yeah, maybe we can call it a jungle. Let's see where this road will lead us. I hope it will be fine and nothing bad will happen. So that's it. This is the end of the road. Still 500 meters missing, and these two huge eggs, actually three huge eggs, but one is already broken, stands on my way, and I don't know if I should continue my way or not, because I wear slippers and I need to go through this, so I don't know, it's a little bit tricky. Something is constructed here, but GPS shows that it's only 500 meters far from here. I'm pretty sure I will regret this trip. It's absolutely unwalkable stuff. I heard that the hiking trails are not well maintained, but I didn't think about this. And I'm also not aware of which animals live here, so that's a crazy idea. I hope I will not regret it too much. So this is the end. I cannot go any further. It's absolutely crazy jungle from here. This cable actually shows the way and is the same which Google Maps shows to the waterfall, but well, when I said the path is not really maintained, then okay, from until now it's kind of walkable. Of course it was a little bit steep, but cannot go any further. I think you need a machete for this or something in order to climb. So yeah, let's return back and give up, because this would be much more crazy. But I'm proud of myself that I could make it until here. Well, that's it. Finally I could find the right path to Telaga Tuju, to the waterfall. Well, absolutely crazy. I think I took the too adventurous hiking trail, which is not maintained and doesn't even exist, only on the map, and only this local girl who gave me the wrong hint about it, but I don't blame her, it's okay. So yeah, let's get started, and I hope that this time we'll find the waterfall. This is a very useful information. Now we are in the dry season. It's April 2023, and probably will not see much water, but if we come here in the wet season, then we cannot do anything else. So yeah, from the perspective of watching the waterfall, it's better in the wet season, but not suitable for beach and swimming and other activities. Well, this is a more cultured trail as before. more convenient. 70% humidity, and also the hiking trail in the jungle before consumed all my energy, but still keep going. We can do this. It's a little bit tough day, but I hope it will be worth in the end. Amazing. Ah, there we are. Wow. So this is part of the Seven Wells waterfall, Telaga Tuju. Absolutely amazing view, and here we can also have a bridge which is like a viewpoint. So yeah, Telaga Tuju is, according to a legend, home of fairies. So if you swim or drink from the water, then you will be blessed and you will be healthy. And why it is called the Seven Wells waterfall, which is in Malay language Telaga Tuju? Because it forms 7 natural pools in which the tourists love to swim. These natural pools you can imagine like this. And from these natural pools we can find the 7 here. This is the most accessible. Well, for me it was not very easy to get up here, and well, if a GPS and the other girl wouldn't lead me to a wrong path, I would find it more easier, but well, that wouldn't be so adventurous. So each way leads to Rome. It's now translated to each way leads to the Seven Wells waterfall. So yeah, I think I enjoyed this adventurous trip in the jungle, even though it was a little bit reckless from me. Don't try to repeat it. These rock formations are also absolutely splendid, and over there you can see the cable car. So when we were there in the air, in the cable car, then we could see these rock formations, as I showed it in the vlog. So no, it's not much water because it's a dry season, but still pretty nice. And the view to the mountains is also absolutely amazing. Behind it's the Andaman Sea. Yeah, nice trip. this time we'll visit the Forest Park, which is famous about its mangrove forests. It is located on 3 river estuaries, and we can also find many limestone caves here. The limestones are more than 500 million years old, and well, the cruising trip will be absolutely amazing on these swampy lowland, and we will probably spot some monkeys, but let's see which pieces of wildlife can we catch, but probably not so many, because usually they are afraid of the tourists. So yeah, as I mentioned, for example, in the vlog about the Bako National Park in Sarawak in Malaysia, it was unfortunately no animals spotted in the vlog, so I cannot promise that, but I can promise very nice mangrove forests and a bat cave, so that will be also very interesting. So yeah, let's get started. Our first stop is a fish farm. What is this about? When the fishermen catch the fish, they don't sell them immediately to the hotels and restaurants, because these places have only freshwater aquariums, and the fish wouldn't survive there. It's too big and too sudden change from salt water to the freshwater. So what does that mean? In these fish farms, they use like intermediate station, the tour guide said like a quarantine for the fish. It means they put the fish in these nets, which contain a mix of freshwater and salt water. So this is how the fish can use to the new climate, to the new environment, and only after they sell them to the hotels and restaurants. But they also educate fish here, not to sell them for eating, but to release them in the sea later. So this is the story of this place. Well, the surrounding mountains are already offering a nice sight to us. Beautiful forests, but the tour just started, so we will enjoy the view much more.
Yeah, this one. Sea eagle. White one, yes? Big size.
Take many fishes simply coming down. But yeah.
eagle feeding again, like last time during the island hopping tour. I think they include this in every tour, I don't know. This is the Brahmini kite.
ரொம்ப குட்டி மங்கி இங்க இருக்கு பாரு.
இங்க என்ன சர்வே பண்ணனும் தெரியல, என்ன சாப்பிடு. அதான் சாப்பிட்டே பா கையில. எல்லாரும் எடுத்துறாங்க. இங்க குடுக்குறது தான, இங்க ஃபாரஸ்ட் இது என்ன இருக்கு? What is it? What is it? They eat fruit, seafood. Seafood. That's easy option. Guys, in front don't show. So there is no trees yielding fruit here. So I want go to boat. After I go, you show food, all the monkey can come in the boat. Good man. So I ask you every food, keep it first. Maybe you want to feed, give me no.
Shashu இங்க பாரு, baby monkey பாரு நிறைய இருக்கு.
Long-tail macaco.
ஜாலியா இருக்கு.
ஸ்கூலுக்குலாம் போக வேண்டாம்.
These monkeys are called long-tail macaco.
Monkey, no food, no problem. After you get food, mood already changed. Mood aggressive. Okay? Yes. See, no food, no problem. You can see. Just looking. Yes. It's a garfish, family of garfish.
ஃபிஷ் பார் சாச்சு ஹைல.
ஷாஷு இப்பலாம் வேண்டாம்.
நல்ல ஃப்ரெஷ்ஷா இருக்கு பாரு. எல்லா தொங்கி போயிருக்கு.
ஃபிஷ் எல்லாம் பிடிக்க முடியல.
Hey.
இருக்கா? ஒண்ணுமா? பழம் இருக்கிற மாதிரி தெரியல.
வேற வெற்றி ஒன்னு வந்ததுக்கு அப்புறம் தான் விடுவார்னு நினைக்கிறேன். அதுக்காக தான்.
அப்ப எடுங்க க்ளோஸ்ல. இப்ப எடுங்கப்பா.
அம்மா என்ன கேக்குறீங்களா அந்த பாயிண்ட்
Uncle, hello. He's asking you something. He wants to ask you.
ஏய் சாஷ் இங்க பாரு.
Kanapudi then you show. You got a many fish here. Fish on.
He's asking the name of the fish.
Garfish. Other fish.
fighting for food. This one is fighting for food. அந்த ஃபிஷ் போதுல அது ஒரு ஆயில் மாதிரி போட்டு போய் டக்குனு மேல வந்ததுன்னா
அது வந்து ப்ளாக் பண்ணிக்கிட்டு.
is the entrance to the crocodile cave. So the cave is named after a crocodile rock formation. For me it doesn't look like a crocodile, but this is what locals say. Mangrove trees everywhere. Our next stop is the Bat Cave. It's not a very creative name, it's a speaking name. So the cave is full of bats, and it was formed more million years ago. The bats are hanging out right there. Interesting features and structures in this cave include stalactites, stalagmites and fallen rock blocks. The most important and interesting features are the occurrence of old shells encrusting on the cave wall and the roof. Radiocarbon dating indicates that the shells are about 5,000 years old. The altitude of the shells clusters shows the sea level at the time that was 2 meters higher than the present level. Dilarang masuk.
He doesn't like the crust. I've been taking his crust and feeding it to the other one. Give me that.
All over in Langkawi you can find this day trip. You can contact any local tour operator. It's a shared trip, and then it's not very expensive. You can also choose if you want food included or not. Kilimanjaro Forest Park has a very diverse wildlife. Bats, crocodiles, eagles, kingfishers, monitor lizards, macacos, otters, snakes and tree crabs are some of the most commonly found wildlife in the park. This is the Tanjung Ru beach. It's a world-class beach. It has a very known reputation. One of the most clear and most beautiful beaches of the whole country, of all Malaysia, not just in Langkawi popular. And it's very correct so, because it has a white sand beach and the colors are absolutely amazing. Really lovely place. Splendid colors. So this is the final stop of our mangrove tour, actually. So we can also experience some beach life on this day during this tour. I think it's an absolute highlight because the tour was, in my opinion, a little bit boring. We stayed too much at the fish farm and also too much at the bat cave, so I didn't like the waiting time. Let's jump in the sea. Absolute picturesque background. Amazing limestone cliffs there. And the water is of course very warm. You can come here from Pantai Chenang with Grab application, Grab taxi, but as you can see not many tourists choose it, so that's why it's a secluded beach actually. That also makes it special, even though it has a very high ranking, very big reputation, still not crowded. So I'm very happy to came here at the end of the tour. I could spend here much more time. So yeah, let's swim a little bit. This time we visited the black sand beach. Scientists still don't know why is this sand black. There is no scientific explanation. It's absolutely incredible, but locals do know why is this sand black. There's a legend about it, and I will tell you now this legend. So there was a half man, half eagle giant called Garuda, and this Garuda fell in love with a princess from China, but the problem was that this Chinese princess already had a fiancé, a Roman prince. And what happened? Garuda didn't accept this situation and started a war against the Roman prince, and it was a very heavy battle, and in the end Garuda saw that he cannot win this fight, and he was fleeing here to Langkawi Island. Actually it was his home, but the Roman prince thought that maybe Garuda in the future will consider to attack again her love and his territory. So what happened? He chased Garuda. They started a fight again, and local people believe, and the legend states, that black sand is actually the remains of the war between the Roman prince and Garuda at Langkawi Island. So yeah, Garuda saw that he must flee, and he was never seen after that, but the Chinese princess and the Roman prince got married. So yeah, in the end it was happy, except for Garuda. So let's check this black sand. It's absolutely incredible that it's not black everywhere. We have also a normal sand actually, And this beach is just called the Black Sand Beach. It's not a creative name. Maybe I would consider to name it after the giant, half man and half eagle. Absolutely amazing story. Yeah, and also if you are interested about some swimming or sport activity, then you can come here, because this beach is famous not just because of its black sand, but also because of the nice beach. So you can swim here. It's also a nice view in the background with the mountain, and also very good photo opportunity for Instagrammers, because there's a swing inside of the sea. Well, if you swim you must be cautious, because over there are some boats, but I think it's manageable. That part it's maybe better, and usually these boat drivers are used to all kind of tourists who swim around, and they take care. I don't think that they will hit somebody. Yeah, this black sand looks like it was burned down, but if I touch it, then we can see it's really black sand, and it left no marks on my fingers, so this means it's actually not burned. For example, if you touch a burned wood or something, then it leaves some marks on your fingers, but this not. So yeah, it's a totally special black sand. This is the color of the sand actually. So this was the vlog about Langkawi Island from Malaysia. I hope that you enjoyed it, and if that's so, please subscribe to my channel if you didn't do it yet. It's very important to push on the bell icon, because this is how you get notified about the new contents. Have a nice day and goodbye.